Hello and welcome everyone, and in this video we are going to discuss about welded connections. So far now we have discussed about bolted connection and riveted connections. Now this is the third type of connection in which we connect two metal pieces. We can't connect either wood or concrete by welding. So basically two metal pieces are brought nearer and they are heated to such a temperature that the state of metal changes from solid to plastic or fluid state, and in that state they are connected together by fusion. Okay, now the welding process in itself is a vast topic, and if we start discussing it would go beyond our scope of syllabus. So basically, as far as a civil engineer is concerned, we can have just a slight introduction behind the welding process and mechanism. So basically there are two types of welding process, and this classification depends on the source of heating behind the welding. Now if the heating source is electricity, then such a welding will be electrical welding, and if the source of heating is a gas, CNG tank, or then that type of welding will come under gas welding. We all of us must have witnessed these two types of welding being done everywhere, even in a common shop of fabrications of steels. So here is a diagram, and in the first diagram you are seeing electrical welding, and in the second diagram you are seeing is the gas welding. Okay, in the figure 1 you are seeing this is a welding machine which can be AC or DC power source and controls. Now if you see a person who is doing welding, he must be carrying a machine with his hand also, isn't it? And with that machine there are few cables coming out, and those cables are connected with a holder. Now that holder is in the other hand of the person. Okay, and that is the electrode holder. So basically those holders hold electrodes, and electrodes are available in market, and they can be said as refills, just like we have refills in the pen. So they also call it refills, and they use this electrode for the short circuiting with the base metal. Now what happens due to short circuiting? There is electrical arc. This is just like a shining a fire that is created by the short circuiting. Okay, and it is very harmful if we look at that arc by our naked eyes. So basically the person uses special chromatic lenses or opticals for those who are doing the welding processes. So here you are seeing electrode, and electrode sacrifices itself in order to connect two metal pieces. Okay, and in the second diagram you are seeing is the gas welding being done, and in that electrode is kept beneath the gaseous shield, and through this the arc stream is being projected on the base metal which we have to connect, and beneath the arc stream the temperature is so high that it becomes a molten pool there, and we can add also stacks for the connection of the two base metals. Okay, and this is how the metal arc welding is being done, either by electrical or gas welding processes. So there are few assumptions behind welding, and we assume that welded connections are homogeneous, isotropic, and elastic. So by saying homogeneous, we mean that there is uniform distribution of material throughout the welded connections. And by saying isotropic, we mean that the properties of material is similar in all the directions. And by saying elastic, we mean that the welded connection behaves as an elastic material. That means the stresses are proportional to the strain beneath the proportional limit. The second assumption is that welded joints are rigid joint. Okay, and there is no deformation within welded connections. And the third assumption is that there is no residual stresses in welds due to welding process. Now these are assumptions for ideal case of welding connections. but there are residual cases if we have not done the welding properly. Now there are several benefits of welded connections over a normal bolted connections. That's why people prefer welded connection most of the time. Mostly nowadays welded connection have taken over the bolted connections, isn't it? So we can discuss, there are a lot of series of advantages. The very first advantage is that there is no worry of drilling or punching of holes. So in welded connection there is no deduction for holes and cross section remains effective. So in this type of connection we use the material efficiently. Now when the material is used efficiently, then of course the efficiency of joint will also increase. Okay, so we can use a small size of gusset plates. Even a smaller size of sectional area will be sufficient for carrying the external loads, and here the joint will be more compact as per our assumption that welded joints are rigid joints. Now they are also economical due to time saving in preparing drawings and fabrication. There is not much preparation here required, and the speed of fabrication and erection of steel structure is really fast under welded connections. And there is no connecting plates which are required as in the butt joints. Weight of the structure is also reduced. So of course again the design is economical. Now welded connections are also better in performance while there are repeated loadings or fatigue, or even there are impacts and vibrations. Now since welded connection produces rigid connections, so they produce one piece construction. Okay, the construction looks as if it is a one piece construction. Not that there are several pieces and each pieces are connected either by rivets or bolts. And such a rigid connection, there is less chances of deformation. And in welded connection, it requires less depth of beam, and there is reduced overall height of building. Okay. And if we discuss in welded connection, there are also less noise pollution because there is no worry of drilling or punching. And if we see, the joints are rigid joints, so they are also watertight and airtight connections, and they are quite good for liquid or gas storage tanks, because what happens, the two metals are connected by fusion, and in that there are very less chances of development of cracks because the joint become totally homogeneous and isotropic. So we cannot even identify where was our joint. Welding is so nice. It also avoids the problem of alignment of holes. It was a problem in the bolted connections because sometimes you punch a hole and in one plate and you punch a hole in other plate. Now what happens when you bring both the plates together, they are not aligning. So you can't do bolted connection there properly. Okay. And of course welded connection requires power supply at site, so this will come under the disadvantage basically. Okay, so there are few disadvantages of welded joints. So the first one is the need of power supply, second one is the need of skilled labors. Okay, and in welded connection we require costly equipments because the welding machine itself is very costly and electrodes are also costly. And in welded connection it becomes difficult to inspect the joint because there may be cracks or the voids or interstices left beneath the two material interfaces, and we may not be able to locate where that void is there in the connection, because from the external sides or from the top vision if you look, you can't identify where the crack is. So it requires non-destructive testing. There are destructive testing and there are non-destructive testing. So in non-destructive testing we test the material without disturbing or without breaking the test material or the specimen. Okay, so in that we use magnetic particle method, dye penetration method, ultrasonic method, and radiography. See if this is two metal pieces being connected together. Okay, now we have done welded connection here, and what happens, there is a void left here. Now if we see from the top, what you will see, you will normally see that both the metals are joined properly, but there is a void here. That's why we do non-destructive testing, NDT, over these connections, and by that we can identify where the crack is, because in ultrasonic method what happens, it sends ultrasonic waves, and those waves, they go there and they strike the crack and they return back, and there are few waves which go there up to the boundary and return back. Now in this we measure the velocity and the time also for the waves. So there is difference in the time T1 and T2, and of course we can identify where the depth of cracks also in the welded joint by NDT testings. Now welded joints, if over rigid, then members may fail in fatigue, because we don't want our structure to become over rigid. We want our structure to be flexible and ductile, but also strong, robust. So we want both. The structure should be ductile and robust, but neither we want our structure to be over rigid, because over rigid structure fail in fatigue, and due to that there are cracking in members also. So this is the disadvantage in welded joint, that the crack propagation velocity is very high and you can't predict when it happens. So we also use bolted connections in combination with welded connections. Okay, so there are different types of welded connections. So they are classified based on either based on the welding procedures, okay, or classification can be done either based on its location, or classification can be based on the type of joints. So let us discuss the welds classification based on the procedure. Now the first one is the fillet weld, then is the butt and groove weld, then is the plug weld, and then is the slot weld. Now these are the four types of weld procedures. Now in fillet weld, it is just like a lap joint under bolted connection. We bring one metal piece over another metal piece, and we do welding over this line and over this line. You see it? Okay. So basically this is the diagram, this is the top view, and this is the side view of a fillet weld. And you can see there are two metal pieces, and these are fillet welds. We can call these black dark circles which you are seeing here are the fillet welds. Okay, and this is how two metal pieces are connected here. Next come is the butt or groove weld. Now in this we make grooves on the two metal pieces, and this is just like a butt joint. Okay, and here grooves can be made of different shapes. Like here you are seeing grooves are made of V shape. Now grooves can be of U shape, J shape, K shape, and X shape. Like that there are multiple shapes of groove, and they are called groove weld. Okay, and groove welds are also called as butt weld. So remember, this is a butt joint and this is a type of lap joint. Lap weld or fillet weld are same, and butt weld and groove weld are same. Next come is the plug weld. Now plug weld, we do a small hole. Like you are seeing, this is a plug weld, and in this what we do, we make a hole on one of the plate. Like here we have made a circular hole, and we put that metal piece on a gusset plate or anywhere where we have to connect, and we just weld it in the plug. So we make a plug hole and there we build. So this is a hole, circular hole. And if we make the hole larger, now you have studied different types of holes. There are a standard hole, oversized hole, short slotted hole, long slotted hole. So when we make the hole a larger slot type, okay, then in that case the weld become a slot weld. This is the diagram for slot weld. So in plug weld and slot weld, the only difference is the size of the hole, and both are like the lap joints only. Okay. Now when the external load is really high, then we have to go for the slot type weld, because in that the hole size is long slotted and the need of weld is also larger in slot type. So of course the strength of slot type is more than the strength of plug type. Okay. Now let us discuss the classification of welded connection based on its location. So the welded connection can be flat weld. Flat weld are weld which is done on the floor or the slab of a room or a structure. Next one is the horizontal weld, and the third one is vertical weld. Now horizontal weld, as the name suggests, is the welding which is done horizontally, and vertical weld is the welding which is done vertically. And these two types of weld, horizontal weld and vertical weld, is done on the side walls. And the fourth one is the overhead weld, which is done on the ceilings. Okay. So the next classification of weld is based on type of joint. Now the type of joints, as we have discussed already, the welds can be butt welded joint, welds can be lap welded joint, or it can be T welded joint, or it can be corner welded joint. So butt welded joint, you can see this diagram of groove weld comes under the category of butt welded joint. Lap welded joint are same as the fillet welds. T welded joint and corner welded joint I am showing you. So this is the diagram, which is very nice. And if you see in this diagram only, there are different types of weld which is being shown already. You see this overhead fillet weld. Now if you look, if this is my, I say it is my first floor, okay, and if I see from the ground floor, and from here if I look at the top, so such a weld which is done on the ceiling, this type of weld is under the category of overhead type of weld, and this is a fillet weld because this is a lap joint case. And then you see here flat fillet weld, because this is my floor and on the floor some welding is done. Okay, you see this is a flat fillet weld because this is done on the base slab. Similarly, this is a flat fillet weld. This strip which you are seeing is again flat fillet weld because this is done on the floor or the slabs. Next one is the corner butt weld, and you can see two metal pieces which have a corner here, and in the corner the welding is done throughout. Now this can be treated as a wall, and these two metal pieces can also be treated as a wall. So whatever welding we do on the side walls comes under the category of horizontal and vertical welds. Now if I do welding horizontally on the walls, so such a type of welding will be horizontal butt weld. And if I do welding like a vertical strip on these walls for connecting metal pieces, so such a weld will be vertical butt weld. Now there are also plug welds shown. Now plug weld is simply a hole being done and weld is done in that hole. And this is a diagram of T fillet weld also. Here you can see this metal piece, this vertical metal piece is forming like a T-shaped structure with the base slab, and welding which is done here, you are seeing this welding here and on the other side also, that is the T fillet weld. Okay, so there are different types of welds, and we can understand it by common sense also. So we will be discussing about the design procedures of fillet builds and butt groove builds in the coming videos. So till that, stay tuned and stay safe. Thank you.